The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, we're gonna play a little game with a little prize. Seven things.
You got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Dark soaring lights. Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games without no playing.
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan. I am Joe.
I'm Caleb Craig.
This is Cameron.
Caleb Schweiss.
And today we're going to be playing a little quiz, and I got a special little prize, and I'm excited to get to that. But before we get to that, what has everybody been playing?
Well, let's see. I have been playing Destiny 2. I've been playing Final Fantasy X. I've been playing Hellblade, and I played Hatoful Boyfriend.
So you're gay.
That's what I said
It's
earlier.
a dating sim where you date birds.
And that was before he started sucking my balls.
So, are you a bird who dates birds, or are you a man who dates birds?
You play a human female who dates birds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What is this human female you speak of?
I don't know.
I've
but,
never heard.
But apparently that's what you play as.
Wow.
Apparently they
Why
love
are you playing
birds.
that?
Because it was funny.
Is it in your backlog?
I got it for free last month. So yes.
How?
It was the PlayStation Plus game.
Oh, shit.
Oh, so this is like mainstream. I didn't know you didn't have to traverse the dark sides of the web in order to find this
No.
fucking game.
It's like,
No,
guys,
you
I am
don't.
so excited for Hatoful Boyfriend.
You even remember the
There's
name?
a Christmas edition now.
Congratulations.
So there's that.
Did you get that one?
No.
No. Well, then what are you doing?
I just
Get
got
on
the
that.
I got
Yeah,
the
what do you-
regular edition.
What are you doing with your life?
I don't know, man.
Obviously,
Need to date more birds.
nothing but playing games because he listed a dozen games.
I listed
Feed
4
the
games.
birds.
Tuppence, a bag.
Oh, and I played Fortnite. Never mind. There's one more.
Yeah,
So
Fortnite.
5 games.
Wow. Okay. How's it all going?
It's going. It's going good.
It's going good? You
Yeah.
keeping up on your
My games? Yeah. Obviously. I'm still ahead twice.
Oh.
Is that keeping up? I think that's just staying up.
He always stays up.
I
Can
always
never
stay
get him
up.
down.
Yeah. You can't stay up for more than 4 hours though.
Yeah.
Have to
Or
go
you have
see
to
a
call a
doctor,
doctor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Call a doctor because he
What if the
thinks that's
doctor? What if you call
awesome.
the doctor and he's like, "Yeah, it's fine."
You're like,
No.
It should
Bottle
always last
says-
longer than 4
What if you-
hours.
what if
What are
you
you fucking talking about?
What if you
Like,
call
are
the
you
doctor? What if you call the doctor? He's like, "Hey, where you at? I need to see this in person."
let me come sit on it.
My
We find
wife
out
isn't
what's
home.
exactly wrong with this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good.
Yeah.
How's FF10?
It's going good, I guess. It's still a piece of shit. but
Why did you
whatever.
say it's a piece of?
Dude, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Piece of what, Joe?
Why?
I hate it more now, dude. Like
Dude, the battle system is great.
Okay, yes, the battle system
the
is
game.
fantastic, but everything else literally pisses me off. Even the music now, this time around, I just don't like it. I don't like a single song that I've heard so far.
Not even
What?
to Xanarkin?
Okay, well maybe that
Yeah, it
one's
was like
right, but,
bullshit. That's
there's-
one of the
there's-
best songs
That's like the
in
one
video game
song,
history.
but like every other one has just been like annoying.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
that one started driving me nuts.
Oh, yeah, 140 hours in.
fucking
Yeah.
crazy. I'm like halfway through the Thunder Plains right now.
the planes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of that place without thinking of AC/DC singing Thunder Plains,
It's Thunderstruck.
the classic AC/DC song. I call him ACD just
ACD,
for short.
ABCD.
Yeah. Karen, what have you been playing?
He doesn't
I was
know.
trying to come up. I was trying to remember the words that ACDC stands for. It's current, but to say I call him by that name.
It's alternating current, direct current.
Yeah. So I listen to alternating current, direct current all the time. Because he's using his abbreviation for ACDC, but I don't. So that was the joke. But I clearly lost that one.
Too
but-
slow.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're all just gonna go silent.
Anyway, so
For a
now
while.
what
Let
I
him
played
pay.
was
This is
I
what
played
happens when you
Fortnite.
Joke.
And then I played
What is
Fallout 4.
Fortnite? And why is everybody playing it?
It's a
That's a good
Fortnite is a
clickbait title.
Fortnite is a free-to-play game, early access it is. It started out as a player versus environment type zombie
Player
game.
versus environment type.
Player versus environment.
versus
Player versus environment anti-zombie game. Kind of like that. But you have to actually pay to get to that part. But they added a free-to-play battle royale system like
Battle
PUBG.
Royale.
So PlayerUnknown's Battleground is extremely popular on the computer. And
I don't know why they're
trying to
acting like PUBG is like the first game to do that.
I
It
don't know.
totally isn't.
Anyways, it's super popular, and then Fortnite saw an opportunity to get on the console before PlayerUnknown's Battleground could.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of
You
your
have trouble there,
mom.
Cameron?
I was
This is the
burping,
equivalent
sorry.
of asking your mom to go pick up the movie Jaws, and she comes back with Sharknado. That's what this game
That's-
is. It still
No.
looks cool.
It's
No.
that disappointing?
No,
No.
it's just the quick, like, oh my
It's
god, we
still
gotta
pretty
get this
fun.
out.
It's fun. So especially when you have a full team.
They made the system that PUBG is running. So it's kind of a dick move that they like stole PUBG's.
Yeah,
like,
they almost
main
basically
thing
stole the whole
because
thing from PUBG.
they
yeah.
are the ones who license out the what is that called? Holy fuck!
the
engine?
engine.
Yeah, the engine that they're running. So it's yeah.
Anyways,
Douche
it's
move.
it's very similar. The gunplay, of course, between the two is very different. Fortnite's a little more cartoonish. It adds a building mechanic to things as well, where you can destroy buildings and trees and cars and stuff, and use the resources to build up. Basically, the whole point is you parachute in with a whole bunch of friends, and you try to be the last one alive.
Yeah, so there's like 100 people on an island, and after a certain amount of time, this storm will come in and cut off like a section of the map, and then you have to keep moving further in from where the storm is going to be at.
Yep, the storm will hurt you if you stay in it, so you have to. So it keeps decreasing the play area, so the game does not get stagnant. So it's a lot of fun, especially with a team of guys going together. So yeah, and then I've also played Battlefield 1, and then I also played last night the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta. And I
Alright.
streamed it too. So if you want to see that, I guess it's up on Twitch somewhere.
You like it enough?
I like it a lot more than the first Battlefront that
Really?
DICE came out with, and I do quite
And
enjoy
this one
it.
was free.
And this is the beta, so the beta's free.
The beta's free.
Yeah, so I don't know how long the beta is going to last. It started out they had the
It's usually
people
only like
the
a
people
couple
who
weeks.
pre-ordered it had the beta 2 days before everyone else, but then they opened it up to everyone else. And I had a lot of fun. The best way I can describe it is it's a faster paced Battlefield type game. The time to kill where you're shooting at another enemy is a little long, but overall
so
the
they
game
have more survivability now.
just overall the game feels faster paced than a Battlefield game though. As you play and do well, you're earning points, and then you can then in turn spend those points on different characters you can play. If you get a good amount of points, you can be a jetpack trooper who can jet around the map a little bit, shoot a rocket at people, or you can
So you
save
have to
even
get
more.
points in order to change your class.
No, so there's 4 different main classes, but these are special troops in addition to that. So you have your assault, your heavy, your officer class, and then the specialist class. They all do their own specific things that they have, and then you have even more special things you can play as, like a starfighter or a hero. Like if you save up enough money, you can pay to be Rey, or you can pay to be Darth Maul or Han Solo
Why the fuck wouldn't you want to be Darth Maul?
or Boba Fett.
Because you could be Ray and be better than everybody for no reason.
But
Mary
Darth Maul.
But she has more force.
Yeah, clearly.
Yes, clearly.
Yeah, so it's a very different system. You earn points your points don't go away when you die. So you keep earning points, and then as soon as you have enough to spend it on a special hero, you can.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So it's like almost like the COD system where you get kill streaks, but you don't have to have it in a streak. It's like the
Right.
support.
Can you be
kill
old
streaks.
man Obi-Wan?
But then you can spend all the points you've
You
earned
just suck
towards
ass.
one pickup. Like if you
Just
wanted
die,
to
then you
be
disappeared.
the if you wanted to fly around in the gunship shooting that powerful laser around for a while, you could do that as well.
It'd be sweet if it was random. Like it randomly gives you the old Obi-Wan, and you're like, oh, God fucking damn it. And just one laser just
Ghosts.
like, oh, come on.
No, I had a lot of fun. I've only played, of course, the Galactic Conquest version, where it's just the droids
God.
versus clones on Naboo. So that's all I've played so far, but it
They'll-
looks really great.
They're gonna have space battles in this one too, aren't
There is a specific space battle gameplay you can go in. So if you just
This-
want to do space battles, you could.
they? Oh man, this is gonna be Star Wars Battlefront 2 again, and that is the name of it. I know.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Wait,
Is,
is
uh,
it going to be another Star Wars Battlefront 2?
It is. Yeah.
No, okay, guys. It's Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017.
Yeah.
And
That's what we're going to have to call the review.
Interestingly enough, the original Star
fucking
Wars
retarded,
Battlefront
but
2,
yes.
if you own it on PC,
Well, that's why there's Doom 2016, and then the next Doom will be like Doom 2 2018.
if you guys own the original Battlefront 2 on the PC, they actually brought the servers back to play
Yep,
online.
Disney brought it back up, so hopefully
Wow.
if they bring it to PS4, then they'll also have servers
It's
for
also
online.
not canon, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are any of the Star Wars games canon? I'm
I
sorry.
know.
I think Battlefront 2 2017 is getting a story mode that they said is canon.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 does have a story mode where you play
It'll have
the
Hayden Christensen too, and everyone's gonna be like, "No, fuck! What?"
No, Battlefront 2 has a story mode where you
You
are
know, he's
playing
retired and now
the
lives on his
Empire
ranch.
after the Emperor has died.
He just retires and lives off a ranch.
Yeah, from Star Wars.
Yeah, he made enough money off of Star Wars. He's like, I'm good.
People hate me, but who cares? I have my own ranch.
I don't-
He did 2 of them,
Look,
so that should be quite a bit of
he
money.
Is not one of the worst bad things in that movie.
No, he's not. But I mean, the thing is like Obi-Wan being played by a really good actor, Ewan McGregor, or not Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, McGregor.
Oh, okay. I confuse him and the guy who plays Gandalf's name sometimes.
Ian McKellen.
Yes, somehow.
Sir,
It's,
Ian McKellen.
yeah. And they're from across
Ian
the lake.
Mama.
Across the lake actors, but yeah, he's really good. But there are still lines in 3 that I laugh at, like "You have done that yourself." Like it's just so
You have done that yourself.
it's so dumb, and like it should be powerful, but it's just fucking cheesy. And that's like
Don't try it.
one of the better ones. And that's why when I was watching it again with you guys
my power.
2 years ago when we rewatched it for the new movie, I was like, 3 is really not that much better than 2. Like they're both just shit.
But they are both better than 1.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. As a kid, I thought 1 was better, and the only reason I thought that was because of the fight at the end.
Well, the fight is
Watching it now, trying to watch it as like a movie for entertainment value overall, I'm like, ooh, 1 is no.
The fight is probably one of the best fights in the entire series, though.
It is.
It is.
I
A
would
lot of
say-
people like crap all over that lava fight, but I love that one too. So I
That
can't,
one's good, but I don't think it's Darth Maul good.
Um,
I would say that my
no,
second.
but the Darth Maul fight is cut up with Anakin going to fight the Star Destroyer thing, so
Yeah.
it's not one solid scene.
No, it's stupid. Well, it's cut up with the politics of them escaping. Is what the first movie. It's like, oh, really cool shit. Okay, now there's princesses getting away.
Some boring stuff, and yeah,
Yeah, it's like fuck you. But I don't know. I think the only other one that comes close is the one in 5 where it's him against his father. That one's epic, but that's not like badass like ones. It's just really epic and powerful.
yeah,
Whereas
it's
one's
emotionally
flashy.
powerful. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we got to watch those again pretty soon, guys.
Oh yeah,
gotta-
we are.
We got a new movie coming out.
We are going to watch those again.
We gotta
I
shove
gotta
Rogue
go.
1 and 7 in that thing
So
too.
here's what's pissing me off. The re-releases, of course, are the super special editions. The Blu-ray special editions have meow at the end of Return of the Jedi. I can stand
that
everything
hurts.
else except for that meow because it's too important of a scene. So I have to go to my brother-in-law once again And this
Get the
time,
correct
guys,
copies.
hey, Disney, because you're not releasing these things, I'm going to steal the original versions of Star Wars from my brother-in-law's DVD. I'm going to rip it onto a hard drive and give it to my friends.
This
That's
guy
what I'm
wants
gonna
to be
do,
president,
Disney.
everybody.
This is what I'm going to do, Disney. I'm
'em.
going to steal it because you are not releasing. Hey, the moment you release those things on Blu-ray, I will buy them.
Yeah, grab them by the copyright. It's gonna be the lake.
You know what?
thing in
I'm
20
against.
years.
I'm against piracy, but this is wrong.
I'm also
I
against
know, I hate
destroying
the fact
something
they
that I kind of
announced
like.
Specifically, that they weren't gonna release it like in that manner. I was like, dude, why? Why would you say that?
Yeah, they said they specifically said we will not release those other cuts. Like, why would
I've-
you tell us that?
Now
That's
I've
dick.
heard there's some despecialized editions that are really hard to get a hold of. I know someone who knows someone who has them.
You know a guy who knows
I know a guy who knows a guy.
So you're,
Felicia Nomuko
know a guy
reminded
who
me
knows a
on
guy who
Twitter
knows a guy?
that there are the despecialized editions where they take the good stuff out of the specialized ones, and then they like do some stuff with it, so it's like the originals, but it's called the despecialized edition. Anyway, I think there might be a way for me to get a hold of them. There might be. I have to go through Parker to go to a guy named Benji who's a videographer, local videographer, and I know he has a copy of those despecialized. So I'm wondering if I can get something off of him through Parker. Anyway, it's going to be some political maneuvering here. Maybe I don't have to steal that one. Maybe I can take the other stolen copy.
Yeah,
The stolen copy that's been messed with. Sure, Disney loves that.
yeah. There was a really cool. There was it was like watch half of episode 1 and then you like skip a couple. I can't remember what the order was
there's
called.
different. We totally have talked about all this stuff last year.
Oh yeah, on Getting Fat, huh?
Was it on Getting Fat? Were we
think it
talking about
was.
all this crap?
On-
Or was
we
it on
had a-
UFF?
I honestly don't remember.
I guess
but I
we've
do
only-
remember talking about it.
No,
was
we've had
two-
2 solid years of Nude Clan now, right?
No, not Too Solid. This is year
Okay.
2.
This is year 2.
It was UFF when
It must have
episode
been
7
UFF.
or,
We've talked about all of this on UFF. We've had the same conversation on UFF, I swear.
I think it might have been Getting Fat actually when it was a
But
separate
at least
pod.
now it's 2 more people involved in
Yeah.
Star
Yeah.
Wars talk, right?
Yeah,
The ones who aren't talking.
exactly. But yeah, looking forward to that movie. Anyway, I have been playing a whole slew of games. I played Siphon Filter, the first game, PS1 classic.
Filter Siphoner.
I played Costume Quest 2. I played.
How are you liking that one compared to the first one?
I think the first one's a better game. This
Yeah,
one
me
has
too.
more in it as far as the combat is
There's like
concerned.
there's
but
more content too. It's like a longer game, but I feel like it's a lesser one.
It-
than the
I
first
agree,
one.
and I think
don't know,
Dylan
I don't know
agrees, too.
how.
It's there were some fucking problems with it. Like you use the directional pad to target enemies, right? But the directional pad is also what you use to switch your abilities.
Yeah.
So when I'm trying to target an enemy, the little thing up above is also switching from like, oh, okay, you wanted to attack, but now you want to do an item. Now you want to flee, and like I have to play with its balls to get it to do what I want. It's crazy. Like it doesn't make any sense.
I
so-
know some other people who that can apply to.
Yeah. But so
Other
it
things.
pisses me off, but I still played it. And I also played
Most offensive.
I played Daxter on the PSP, and
Is that little cartoon?
yeah, he's a character.
Nickelodeon?
No, he's a character from Jack and Daxter games. Dexter.
Who am I
is what
thinking of? Am I thinking of Dexter?
That was Cartoon Network, by
Oh,
the way.
I'm sorry.
The little kid with the red
I didn't
hair and
have
the lab
either
coat?
of those channels.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
You had a joyless
And-
childhood.
It's just one of those little things that my dad wanted to save money on so that he could retire at 55.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks.
Now I gotta watch it all as an adult like a freak.
Or just not.
Yeah. I played that, and then I think that's it for me this week. I don't think I touched anything else. I was gonna do some more Valkyrie Profile Lenneth, but I saw how long it was, and I was like, I don't have time for that right now.
Yeah,
I'll
you
give
do,
it-
Schweiss. You got to play that thing. It's awesome.
I will play it. Joe owns it, and so does Jake, so I have access and only one of those people has a chance of losing it via the drawing today. Jake, of course. But so I will have access to it, and it's weird. It's a weird game, and I just need to figure it out. As far as like how to walk around and where to go, it's strange, but I don't know. It's pretty cool. It seems interesting, but yeah, that's it for me.
Of course, we're
nothing.
all just waiting for me to get to me, right?
You just play Tactic.
We all know that you are
Tax
waiting to get to
sticks.
you.
Yes.
Tactics.
I played Tax Sticks. That's a new way of playing Tactics, but it's like a tabletop version of it with sticks. Somehow.
Yep, little pegboard.
Final Fantasy Tax Sticks, and I've been having a sometimes good time, sometimes terrible time in that game. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not honest on UFF, but for those 1/4 of people who come over here on Nude Clan,
You'll be honest.
I'm gonna tell you, man, the speed of that game is not enough. It's just not enough, man. It just needs on enemy turns. It just needs to be 50% faster, just 50% faster, and then maybe this game I wouldn't dread every time I go to pick it up because it's such a commitment.
Well, yeah, especially if it's a commitment to failure. Like if you're gonna lose,
If you're gonna lose
30
a
minutes.
fight, it's
Then don't lose.
so much time. It was coming off of
That
Metal
is
Gear
true.
Solid, which, yeah, crap. There was stuff in that game that was BS, but you had a restart screen that happened right before whatever it was that killed you happened,
Yeah,
or at least in the
that's-
little section of the map. That's how games should be.
Well, you got to load your game, save it right before you start. There's your little section.
I save it after every battle.
I do too.
Don't worry.
Every time I take,
I don't know.
Step,
I don't understand why in Tactics you would not do that. I think if you didn't do that, you would be an idiot.
I would recommend for you, Joe, to have a secondary file.
No. I would recommend to everyone alive to have a secondary file. If I didn't make one, I would not have beaten the game. I don't think.
I told you to make a secondary file just to make sure, because that is a bold move to go in without a second file.
I might have been able to RNG manipulate it to win, but I don't know if I don't even think that's possible. I didn't have enough stuff. It was just not. It wasn't going to happen. I had to leave 2 hours behind to be able to beat the fucking game. And I came in and I still lost twice to the same fight. I was
So
like, Jesus.
where is the second file supposed to go? Before what?
It'll be chapter 4. It's as you're going into the library. You can go through stage
It's
1.
a one-way ticket after a certain
Yes.
section.
there are certain battles that happen twice. So you'll go into a place and it'll have you fight, and then it'll save, and then you go into a new fight.
Yeah, and you just
And
have
without you being able to leave that area.
Yeah, you cannot leave. You are stuck.
So you have
there.
to do 2 fights in a row, and so that's why you need to have a secondary file, just to make sure.
But really, it's not 2 fights in a row. It's like 6, because the last section of the game you can't leave,
Yeah, that's true.
and it's just fight after fight after fight. It's not like fight and then you can go grind in a couple areas. It's just fighting.
So this is this the Crystal Tower on steroids?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's the Crystal Tower without the ability to exit out. Just be ready. Is all I'll say.
Oh, dude.
Be overly powerful.
Oh, dude.
If you need it, the Dragoons have the ability called Dragon Heart, which means that they have re-raise on them.
Oh my god,
So
is that
if-
what that is?
Yeah.
Oh,
So if they
fuck.
die, then they get re-raise.
I didn't
and so
use
they,
it.
They
But
come
when-
back alive.
But when the dragon dies in Dragonheart, it never comes back alive.
That's true.
So why call it Dragonheart?
That's just what it is.
That has to be where it's from.
Yeah, that has to be.
It
where
has
it's
to
from.
be the thing.
There's
it's
no other
referencing.
explanation.
No other. I don't know. I think Dragonheart might have come after Tactics. What year did Tactics come out?
97.
Oh, Dragonheart was like 1 year before. I think Dragonheart was 96.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's the same year as Mortal Kombat, I think, when we were looking at that stuff. Okay, fine.
All right. Well, we know what
Fine. The word came from something else, I'm sure.
we know what everybody's been playing, but
Yeah.
has anyone beaten a game this week?
Nope.
Yep, I beat 2. Beat Hellblade, and I beat Hatoful Boyfriend.
Can you spell that for me?
Hatoful Boyfriend?
Yes.
Hatafaru.
Hatoful Boyfriend.
Did you put that number inside the margin on that piece of paper there, Schweiss?
What?
Outside the margin. I'm turning the paper over. Inside the
I'm
margin.
not worried about you and Cameron getting to page 2 on this.
Oh,
yeah, there's no
I
need to
see
worry
how
about
it
that.
This is Caleb and Caleb. All right, so
Who puts the numbers on a list on a lined piece of paper inside the margin?
Twice.
It's college ruled, man. You have space.
yeah, but you don't use the back in college, so I don't know. This
Yeah,
is
plus
foreign
there's
to me.
numbers that are already outside
Yeah,
the
look at
margin.
that. I can't compete. Who wrote that shit? What the fuck?
Probably
is it?
Joe.
Yeah.
I don't
It's like
know.
an important number that I should
It's
totally
probably
read.
some code for something.
It's like some large like
I don't know.
breasts are awesome, like in number format, like on a calculator. So nothing for you, Cameron.
No.
Even calculators know.
When can we quantify as Fortnite being beat?
What was that, 20 days?
There's like a actual other game though. Like that's just like a
Yeah,
side
but you
thing.
actually have to pay to play that one.
Well, looks like looks
No,
like
I
you're
don't
gonna
know.
have to pay to play that game there, Cameron.
So I also beat 2 games. I beat
I don't know how
Siphon
we'd-
Filter.
Oh, yeah.
Way to go, dude. I almost bought another siphon filter last night for a prize, and no one was answering their phone.
I called you.
You called me back after an hour and a half, yes.
Yeah.
I
And
appreciate that you called me, though. You twice did eventually, too. An hour after that.
And I also beat the PSP game Daxter, which was surprisingly fun. I
Yeah,
had a lot of
it
fun
was
with
pretty interesting.
They have like this.
Wait, you guys both beat Daxter?
I've beaten it like years ago.
Oh, okay.
There's a cool little sequence where you go to bed. You have the option to just sit on your bed, and he goes to sleep, and he has like dreams that are based on action movies. So the first one is it's the scene. I think it's the first Matrix, or maybe the second one. Yeah, the second one where he's in the rain and he's just fighting like endless Mr. Smiths.
Third one.
Oh, is that the third one?
Yep.
Oh wow, that's too good of a scene to come from that movie.
The music in that scene is really the best thing out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've got that one. You've got the Helm's Deep fight where they're kicking him off the ladder. He's like dreaming that he's Gimli, and then you have an Indiana Jones one where he like whips snakes and spiders, and there's giant boulders that'll try to crush you. And then there's another one that's Braveheart. So those are pretty fun little.
What about
additions.
Dragonheart?
No Dragonheart for this one.
I don't think anybody aside from you and me has like seen Dragonheart, let alone
What?
referenced it.
Come
I've
on,
seen
I rented that
Dragonheart.
thing from the library so many times.
We
The VHS, baby.
We've seen Dragonheart. Don't worry about
You've seen Dragonheart,
Yes.
the one where Sean Connery voices the
Yeah.
dragon.
it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dennis
a long time
Quaid.
ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Caleb, here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of renting that movie and finding out it is not as good as I remember.
Yeah. It is not as good as you remember.
Oh, wait, when was the last time you watched it, Cameron?
I think I started to watch it like maybe in 4 something years ago again, and I did not enjoy it as much as I did as a
That
kid.
was an early cry. That was an early cry for me. I didn't cry at movies very much until I got older, and then started to cry at every movie. I don't know what happened to my emotional state or what's going on, but I think Walk to Remember. I did see that in theaters as a child because I was a child when that came out.
Walk to it. Did
I bawled
my
like
God.
I bawled like a child at the end of that movie. And then Dragonheart was another cry at the end. At least the first time I saw it. I don't think I cried after that. That's because the dragon.
you know what
dies.
movie's true
I
for that
know.
as well?
Spoiler.
The movie Page Master. I used to love that thing as a kid. It is
Page
fucking
Master?
awful, dude.
Dude, that
I was
don't
like,
like
oh
it.
yeah, with the books. And
I
then
don't like
started
the
watching it again,
animation
and
in
I'm
that
like,
movie. It's like it's weird for what it is.
Well, the movie just sucks is the problem.
Oh, yeah,
there's
Animation
that too.
aside.
I liked it Land Before Time 5 more than Land Before Time. Wrong.
that's wrong,
That's
yeah.
the wrong decision.
The only good one is the first one.
The only good one is the first.
Yeah.
Fucking, if they kept making them, they would end up
And
hitting
you know what?
the comet.
Dude, there's like fucking 40 of them.
That's what they should do.
Sick.
They should make the rated R version of Land Before Time, and like the comet comes and like
Where,
just
where
clouds
the,
out the sky.
I think that was the movie.
Yeah, the movie is not an easy movie. It's like it's Don Bluth, and he loves violent children
Yeah.
media.
Yeah,
So
Anastasia's
Secret
kinda-
of Nim,
Yeah, that one's.
that is a masterpiece, and I never saw it as a kid. I found out it's because my mom just did not think it was appropriate.
The Last Unicorn, and that movie is fucking terrible.
I've never seen
Fucking
it.
awful.
Well, I've only seen Land Before Time, Secret of Nim, and Anastasia. So I've seen the big Don Bluth movies. Never saw Titan AE. Of course, no one saw Titan AE.
I love
it.
that movie.
I saw Titan AE.
It's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's a good movie. Man.
that one's
Yeah.
Don Bluth as well.
Yeah.
That was his last film.
Yeah, that's because
'Cause
it
it
tanked like a
tanked
fuck.
probably
He
his
never got a
best
job
film.
again. Yeah.
Not according
Don
to Rotten
Bluth.
Tomatoes.
Don Bluth, local filmmaker. He's from Payson.
Oh,
Yeah. You're living in Payson,
yeah.
Caleb. There's
I
not
should
very
go
much
hunt him
room.
down and tell him how bad the Last Unicorn
I don't think he
was.
lives there anymore. I think it's just from there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you want to hunt him.
So we
down
got
either,
Don
so.
Bluth, we got Brandon Sanderson, we got Orson Scott Card,
And Orson Scott.
Sanderson
Card's
whores
brother.
himself out all the time.
and
though.
Orson Scott Card's brother.
Yeah.
who
Who hates Joe?
does not hate Joe, but we have had a shouting match in a meeting.
We have an
before.
understanding.
I suppose that seems about right for the relationship
okay.
with Joe.
He is a very good professor, like an extremely good professor. There's only maybe 4 teachers I've ever had in my life that were as good a quality as that guy was. He as a teacher, he's amazing. So I'm not gonna bash on him too much. But if you want to know more, it's on the Getting Fat feed on Emmanuel's song from beginning to end, which is the last episode of that one.
I love what he does. I just don't love him.
I
That's
like
fair.
him too.
That's fair.
I liked him. That was the only time I've ever had a problem with him, was that one time when he had a problem with me. So, you know what? And his brother made a really good book and then a really boring sequel, and so I never read the rest of them. Although I've heard Ender's Shadow is really good, but that's
Yeah.
6 books in.
I
so
never
I'm not
read
gonna
any
do
of
that.
those books.
You never read Ender's Game? Oh, dude.
I've read, so Ender's Shadow is from the second.
Don't watch
parallel-
the movie.
I haven't seen it. either.
Ender's Shadow is a parallel series that goes. So there's the Shadow series and the Ender series.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you do need to read Ender's Game.
You don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to, but yes.
Is there a person on this planet who has read the Ender's Shadow before reading Ender's Game?
I don't know,
Okay.
Probably not.
Probably not.
but don't forget Robert Redford though.
Oh, Robert Redford is from... No, he moved here,
Yeah, he just
No.
bought a really nice spot of land.
and he
here.
started Sundance, and I think he's... One of his homes is here, of course, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't call him a local.
only sometimes.
I don't consider
Only
Sundance
sometimes
a
a
local
local.
thing. It's like this weird thing where Hollywood just comes here for a couple weeks and then leaves.
Trashes the place and then takes off.
I don't know. They actually add a lot to the economy over there.
Yeah, it's really fucking nice up there too.
It is.
Don't
It's beautiful.
Wouldn't want to work there in the winter, but
Nope, they do have a lot of jobs there in the winter
That
though.
is
A lot of
true.
hotel management and stuff, and then
yeah.
get out. That's what
Yeah.
they say after the season's
Well,
over.
I would be like, look, I'll do it. I just have to stay here because I don't want to drive up this fucking canyon.
I don't know. Maybe they do that.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Heber's so nice too. Heber's the town up there that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful town.
Yeah, it's cool.
Gosh, that part of Utah is gorgeous.
And no one lives
we
there.
should all live there and ruin it. That's what we should do.
Bring the nude clan. Yeah, there we go.
We would destroy it.
It's beautiful mountains.
It's just so
everywhere,
hard to get there. That's
green.
why.
It's the only part of Utah that's green that has people living in it. There's the other part of Utah that's green, has no people living in it. It's just the wilderness in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
winters.
it's just a,
It's the only reason why it's nice and just not ruined like this part is because it's harder to get there than here.
It's also the housing up there is really expensive
because no one lives up there, and it's hard to get stuff up there to build houses.
yeah,
Unless you wanted to go source your own material from the surrounding wilderness.
which is not technically allowed. What if no one's there to stop you? Did you really break the law?
Anyway, well, speaking of games, do we have a question?
We do have a question.
Wait, where does the hog stand? I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
You're both still at a stalemate because you both not at a stalemate, but Craig is still
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm still ahead.
Craig
by
is
4.
King Hog at 32 games. I am in second place with 28. Cameron is in
so
third
close.
with 15. And Joe is bringing up the rear with 13
I
games.
always bring up that rear.
And we will get you the Hog leaderboard at the end for the listeners as well. I've got all of that compiled. so.
Okay, good.
All right, so this is a question for me
He
and Cam
lied.
Cam specifically. It's a Persona question that we totally forgot to answer last
I
time.
asked you to.
There was one in the forums that I didn't see.
Oh, okay.
That
So-
happens. That happens. That forum is finicky
mystery.
sometimes. It's
Yeah.
like
And
Which
a
is
lot
just
of
the
a lot of the questions I got were on Twitter. So
Tweetar.
So this is Persona 5 improvements. Atlas is known for re-releasing enhanced versions of Persona games a year or two after the original comes out. For example, Persona 3 was re-released on PS2 as Persona 3 FES with some minor balance tweaks and an extra 20 to 30 hour epilogue called The Answer. Persona 3 was also re-released on
Is it for
PSP
Answer?
as... It was for Answer, man. Oh my god, for Answer. It's the answer to Persona 3.
Dude, you're gonna get us.
I'm gonna get us what? Banned?
Oh
yeah,
wait, it's
'cause
a game
someone
theme. I
protected
forgot.
this.
Okay.
Keep
So
going.
Persona 3 was also re-released on PSP as Persona 3 Portable, adding the choice to be a male or female and the ability to control your whole party's actions in battle. Prior to Persona 3 Portable, god damn it. Everybody in the main character is controlled by AI. Persona 4 was released on PS Vita as Persona 4 Golden. Joe's laughing his ass off right now, just like quietly. He thinks he's funny. And added 2 new social links, a new optional dungeon, and the ability to choose inherited skills when fusing personas. This was random prior to Persona 4 Golden, and a huge pain in the ass. In a hypothetical Persona 5 Crimson release, what improvements do you think Atlas should make to the game? Should they focus on quality of life improvements, add the option for a female main character, try to cram the game on a portable console like the Vita or Switch, or all of the above?
Would you really call the Switch a portable console? Like, it is portable,
You
but
can-
it's fucking huge. Like, are you really gonna be on the train?
Well,
just,
I've
like,
never
with this
actually
fucking-
seen it, so I don't know exactly how big it is.
That's true.
You don't know me. Yes, I would.
So you want
On the
improvements to
train.
take that 94 score to
my
bring it to a 96?
5-volt generator in the back.
We already gave it an
getting some,
insanely good
fumes in
score.
Yeah, I don't really know
That
what
should
they-
be enough. The game makers should go, wow, New Clan score was 94? We don't need to do anything else.
Honestly, I don't think there will be a re-release for this game because prior to, well, Persona 4 was probably the only one that had, at least on the Vita, it was the only one that could have DLC. But the one on Persona 5 is on PS4 now, so like it has DLC already. There's not gonna be a re-release unless they do like a Game of the Year edition, which I don't think they will. So I don't really know what they could really improve outside of maybe adding some optional dungeons through DLC or what. But
What do you think, Cameron?
I just don't see like what they would change. I could see and being okay with new DLC being released that you could download, like extensions on the story, maybe seeing his hometown, maybe some shenanigans there for a while.
maybe, yeah.
But I don't see how adding a female character would work to this game. I don't see how. I don't know. Like, it's too big of a game to think it'd go portable. Like, on what system would it go portable on?
Well, I could see them bringing it to the Switch, but that's like about it.
I don't know. I can see DLC being a good thing. That's about all.
Yeah, like I don't. There's nothing they could really even do about
Maybe
the
less
problem.
cutscenes.
Well, there's a problem that Cam had with like them texting too much.
Oof.
And the texting is a real big problem. for a lot
Persona
of people.
5 Cliff Note version.
So, so I guess they could add like a DLC that basically takes that away as an option. But
the Cliff Notes of Persona 5. It is now a 40-hour game.
Yes.
the text
What
did not
if-
take 50 hours.
What if
Let's be honest.
There was
here.
a Persona 5 app. Okay.
There is already a
Hold
Persona
on.
5 messenger app if you could get enough
And-
of it in game.
Wait. The Persona 5, what does it do?
It just rescans your
it's-
messenger app.
Yeah, it's basically a texting
Okay,
app that
that's
makes
not
it
what I'm
look
saying.
like the text
Okay.
game.
I'm saying that you, as your character,
Persona 5 Navigator app.
you You as your
Travel the
character
metaverse.
message other characters in the game via your app, like as if they were real.
Oh my god, that'd be too much. Too much.
You
Too
mean like
much?
you mean like a texting robot, like a sexting robot?
Yeah, like a sexting robot, only it's Persona 5.
An
or whatever.
AI that's programmed to be those characters.
So you could
Yeah.
have some late night sultry
Hey
sessions.
man,
With
hire me.
so you could have some
See
late
what
night,
kind of ideas I have here?
Late night sultry sessions with Ryuji Joe. Is that what you want?
I don't know who that is, but yes.
Okay, it makes sense.
Wait.
He would hang out with Ryuji.
Cameron, remember, I didn't play this game. You did.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And you'd suck Ryuji's dick.
I'd eat Sakaguchi's dick. Hironobu Sakaguchi?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in the game.
Is he in the game?
Yeah.
Are you screwing with me right now?
Yes.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Schweiss was like his tongue was on the ground. I don't know why his tongue was on the
Schweiss,
ground.
I told you to play the game. I mean, come on. How much more incentive do you need?
Clearly more, or 100 hours to just toss at a game.
All right, so yesterday I was looking for episode ideas, and some people
way.
had some good questions. We might have a couple extra questions here in the question segment. Is the future of household consoles a dying market? In advance, this is Chase Slani. Sorry about your name and the butchering of it, I am sure. Is the future of household consoles a dying market in advent of software like Steam and mobile games? How will household consoles change?
I think it'll be a while before they change. Consoles are too big a moneymaker to actually just like get rid of them all at once.
Unless it's a Wii U.
Well, yeah, unless it's the Wii U, which they just abandoned completely. But I don't know. Like you had the idea a while ago, Joe, that they would just like basically put the console inside the TV, and that may be something they would do. But I still think that they'd keep it separate just to have like the
They'd keep it
TV
separate.
sales and the console sales.
Yeah, you're never gonna see that.
If you're Sony.
Yeah.
But the other two companies are not TV companies.
I think Microsoft is just gonna die.
No, I don't think
Their gaming
Microsoft
department-
I just feel like
Dude, their gaming department is gonna die.
I just feel
They're
like
moving so far towards the PC with their consoles that they're just like, and they're making all their games that you buy on their store playable on
Well, yeah.
Windows.
Well, I know. I'm saying like
They're
Xbox
basically
might.
trying to commit suicide, Schweiss. That's
well,
why.
Fortunately, it's illegal to euthanasia is not legal in this country.
Euthanasia.
I don't know if that applies
Wait,
to
I'm not
companies.
allowed to buy
Schweiss.
euthanasia?
Nope.
Why?
So I don't know.
I don't think they might. I think they are though. I think that's on their way out. Which is sad.
Cameron, what were you trying to say?
I actually feel like before console gaming will die, we're gonna see more decline in the PC gaming market. It's already a smaller market to begin with. It's
Is it a
it's a
smaller
niche market. It's smaller than console gaming, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's smaller.
It's smaller because a lot of the components are way more expensive, and people have to.
Yeah,
build their
people
own
get
PCs.
computers. The average
And I
person just
see-
gets computers to.
I see the One X or
Compute.
Scorpio.
Yeah, they use it to compute, and with smartphones being able to do everything people get on computers for, via like Facebook and Twitter
I see
and
the
whatnot.
Scorpio being more of a stepping stone towards computer gaming. I just don't see computer gaming being as much of a thing that people get into anymore. Only the elitists will
Yeah,
continue
well,
to do
even
it.
Steam is trying to come into the home console market with their Steam box, which they
Yeah.
did come out with.
Well, those indie Steam games though, which seems to be like, besides mobile, kind of like the number one, just pumper outer of gaming content. Those are usually not graphically taxing. And so I can see a high schooler with like his
Yeah.
family home computer, like that would be a big
I
deal.
mean, that'd be okay. Yeah, if you have a decent
And-
home computer, you
And
can
I'm
play
thinking about my
a good
PC
majority of little
gaming
games.
days. It's mostly there besides League of Legends.
Well, there's quite a few games on Steam that people could play on their computers. They have a lot of older games, and they're remastering a lot of older games too,
Right.
like Roller Coaster Tycoon. They just brought back to Steam, so I don't know. There's a lot of things that they can that people can play on Steam
You know,
that
I
aren't
was
like
gonna-
the super high grade games.
I'll say one thing about that. I was gonna buy Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 on Steam, $15.
I bought it.
You bought it on Steam?
Yep.
I bought it for a disc for less than $1. I bought it for a cent plus.
Yeah, but you
plus
have to have the
shipping.
disc in for that game.
You do,
Drives me
but
absolutely insane.
I'm like, you know what?
And
Fuck
computers
off, Steam.
are not coming with disc drives half the time anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you make it yourself, it comes with what
You can always you can always do a USB
Elitist.
USB disk drives or a thing. So
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but that's like, the whole point of a laptop is to have nothing.
Well,
Right.
I bought one.
the whole
And
point
I
of
had
it.
a disc drive in my laptop. I bought a Blu-ray disc player.
Is it in it?
Yeah.
Oh,
or
yeah.
is it? Sorry, I bought a
External one?
external.
And
Blu-ray
see, he
disc
has it when he needs it, but it's portable when he wants it to be more portable, as
Yeah.
much as a gaming laptop
Blu-ray
can be.
disc burner. In fact, yeah, I understand that. I maybe it won't be in the TV. I'm thinking this is a 30-year. We're looking at around 30 years here. This is my guess. We're looking around 30 years, maybe 4 more generations of at-home consoles in the same way that we have them now, before they either enough like the consoles die out and now they're just games via your television straight up, or maybe we have some sort of network systems that go throughout the entire house. It's really just a personal computer with multiple screens, or something like that. I mean, we got to think. We got to think a little different.
I think that
Because
they might
no one thought of the iPhone until
Well,
and now it's like the
Welcome home, Joe.
regular thing.
the streaming of games is becoming a bigger thing.
Would you like
with
your
a lot of
preset of
people
VR
doing
porn,
it?
Joe?
Like GameFly, for instance, has a streaming thing for computer games. Xbox One, they can stream like certain EA games and a few other games with a service that's like $20 a month. PlayStation has their PlayStation Now, which is $20 a month, where you can stream like a bunch of PS3 games. If they get better at stuff like that, then maybe that
It will get
PlayStation
better.
TV that they came out with a while ago that could play the PSP game, the PS Vita games, and stream certain PS3 games and use the PS Now. That would probably be what is going to be the next thing.
I also imagine that the consoles will get smaller and they'll look like little Rokus or Apple TVs.
Well, that's what I was talking about
Yeah.
with PlayStation TV.
No,
It'll
yeah.
just be a little streaming thing where you actually just stream the game. You just have like pay for the service or even just pay for the games.
So you just have controllers in that little tiny.
It'll
box.
be but it basically would become like a voodoo
So
type
how
thing
many-
where you own the games. or
How
you
many
can
more
pay to rent.
generations of games are we gonna go before there's no disc drive?
Before there's no disc drive? I think there'll always be a market for physical.
I don't think there will be. I think there
was-
will always be a old time, like there's arcade games you can get now, but you gotta go like that's a specialty thing. I bet that disc drive's gonna be gone in 2 generations.
Huh.
One of those companies will not do a disc drive on one of the earlier or 2 generations from now, and then all the companies will do no disc drives after that.
It'll make it cheaper.
I am
It'll make your
so
console last
sure of
longer
that.
too without moving parts.
It's true, but it'll also like I don't know.
I was thinking about holographic gaming, like a smart home situation. You come home and Joe
Like
be
in
like,
Her?
and then Joe be like casting couch on his couch. So
Yeah. You want to be in a movie? Joe, you're such a
By the way,
good director.
I tried the porn thing
On the VR,
on the VR.
oh no,
Overrated.
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 Okay.
It doesn't make it.
Overrated. 9 out of
What
10.
if you had the pushback? This part of it too.
I'm sorry, like the fake vag.
Yeah, that like
Contraption?
interacts with you. Yeah.
it interacts. With
Well,
yeah,
if,
yeah. Did you not see that shit?
if you want to start a Indiegogo campaign,
No, they already got it in
that
Japan,
is
man.
Get Joe the bang
Oh my
hump.
god.
I'm
Japanese
not gonna be
people are like
against
the
it. I
innovators
will-
of like porn
I
and
absolutely will try it if someone else buys it for me.
shit. Yeah, you got to try it and then put a review. Got to
No,
make
it's
a
gotta be
review
a
for
blog
it.
post.
Not gonna be a blog post.
He's got to talk about every part of it, dude.
every part, every piece. Ooh.
What he liked, what he didn't like, the temperature.
I don't know. I think games are just gonna go. We're just gonna get to a point in technology in like the next I don't know, 30 years in my opinion, or my best guess. That's just going to be nothing physical, except for book collectors.
I don't know.
They'll want to keep making books.
Here's the thing that the reason why I hesitate with that is no one really buys CDs anymore, but cars are still coming with CD players. Like, it's
Some.
because it's the last media that we had. So it's like, well, I mean, if you listen to CDs, there you go. But you have the aux cord.
Yeah.
You have the Bluetooth connectivity. Like,
But I downloaded all my CDs and put them on Google Play, and so now I can
Google
get
Play or Amazon?
Google Play.
Trader.
And
Google Play is better.
so
dude.
now if I get a car, which I'll be getting a used car, I will also be saving up for a new stereo thing to put in so I can use Bluetooth on it. And I'm just not going to carry around CDs. I'll just carry around my phone because I know I'm going to have my phone on me. So it's that sort of deal. More and more people are going to be doing that. Now, 2 years ago when we were doing UFF and I was whining about, I love physical copies, that was how I felt. And now I'm starting to be like, maybe I don't need all these physical copies.
Speaking of, I found a black label version of Tactics for like $16 at the game store, the Game Changers in Orem. So I picked it up.
Nice.
So I have a really, really nice copy of Tactics. It's brand new too. It looks almost untouched.
Damn.
Yeah. I was all proud of it, and then I went to another secondhand game store, and they had a fucking black label copy of it too, and I'm like, oh.
Well,
fucking
now I have
everybody
to go
has
buy
it.
that.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, this is such a rare find. And the next fucking place I step foot in has one. I'm like,
Fuck.
all right. Well,
Well, at least you
whatever.
got that awesome edition of what is it?
Legend of Dragoon.
Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah, that was a good day. That was a fucking good day. for
Got the
us.
colored discs.
Yeah, that was when you got Persona 2 and 3.
Persona 2, Breath of Fire 3, and Valkyrie Profile.
All mint condition. by
Mint
the way.
condition black label.
It was a very,
Such a turn
very
on.
peculiar individual who had them. A very anal, retentive
Yes.
man.
Yes, I need to
Sold.
visit that place again.
Sold his life. I would say. So the question was, do we think consoles are going away?
What do you think the future of consoles is going to be?
I think consoles will always kind of have a place. It might end up turning into something like Joe said, but I think the plug and play is too easy for people to give up.
I feel like actually now I'm thinking about it, the Microsoft way, the way they're doing it, being the all-in-one
The
entertainment system,
Microsoft way.
might be a bigger pull in time to come, where it's your computer, it's your gaming station, it's your TV, it's everything all in one system.
Well, that's what PlayStation is as well.
But they just need to make it smaller.
But Microsoft's been doing that for a while. Like the 360, I think, was kind of moving in that direction. Wouldn't you agree, Cameron?
I feel like it
it's-
was, but not to quite to this extent. Because now you can do things with it where you can watch TV, you can switch away, you can basically tell it what to do. Your TV comes through it, all sorts of stuff. So yeah.
Austin Bracken wants us to really go in depth to determine who the most offensive host is.
the most offensive? Well, I thought we already had the poll.
We went in depth about me because I talked about myself for 30 minutes last episode. But who do you guys think the most offensive host is?
Us or
Yeah.
them?
Let me ask you. Would you be more honest if I made you write it on a piece of paper that none of us could see and we all just looked at the
No,
votes?
dude, I would say you.
You would say
What?
me.
Ah, I would say you.
Joe is more offensive.
Hold on. Okay, let's.
Okay, there's two different kinds of being offensive. There's the
There's a difference
offensive
between
to
an asshole
people's
and,
sensibilities, like Schweiss with his fucking jihad thing last time, and then
joke.
there's the asshole, which is Joe. Like it's just offensive, in minor ways, but it's constant. And that's why.
I'm constantly an offensive a-hole.
Well, you're just an asshole. We all are. But you come across
But I'm
as
king,
an asshole more.
a-hole?
so-
King asshole. There you go.
What do I do that's so a-holy?
You'd have to ask the peoples.
I'm asking you.
The peoples voted you as the most offensive. This
But
is
I'm
just
not an
my-
a-hole to them unless they like the song Eyes on Me.
Well,
Or dogs.
Or to have too many dogs in their tiny cramped apartment.
I agree with you on that.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff that I agree with you on. I just don't say it, and that's why.
You're all cowards.
I agreed with that statement at the time. I was like, yeah, too many dogs is a pain.
No, I've lived with too many dogs. I live with people who don't fucking take
You
care
just
of the
have
dogs.
to. You just have to look at it
and
from
it becomes
from
a
the
fucking
animal
pain in the ass.
through the animal's perspective. If
Yeah,
you have a
that's-
dog and you cannot afford to have a dog, you shouldn't have a dog.
Nobody
Or-
should fucking have a dog.
Or if there's animal excrement on the floor and it hasn't been picked up in like a week.
That
yeah,
is
like, for
gross.
me, a dog would be a nightmare. Like I'd not here, and it's a tiny place.
Like nobody
Yeah.
I have ever met
Like,
has
put 'em in a
had the
cement pad
has had
backyard.
the capability of owning an animal, and yet they have like 12.
Just think
Like
think
nobody should fucking have an
the person who
animal.
has the most animals always has the least capabilities of
Just,
taking
just
care
think
of
of
one.
this. When you decide to adopt a dog, you are now responsible for all that dog needs. If it gets sick or if it gets hurt, you have to be prepared to spend a chunk of change on that dog to help it. If you're not prepared to spend at least $1,000 in a vet visit for that dog, you should not have a dog.
Am I an a-hole because I tell you that Rush sucks?
That's
Honestly,
your
most
opinion.
people
No.
don't like our music anyway.
That's fine.
Although Rush isn't really.
But
our
Rush is terrible.
music.
Well, it's rock, and I like rock, and I like prog
Well, the
rock.
singing in Rush sucks.
It's his voice,
guess
man.
rock
It
is
drives me nuts.
yes, Neil Peart is not a good
And
singer.
when people tell me that's why they don't like Megadeth, I go, gotcha. I didn't like his voice initially either, but then I got real into it.
Yeah, I didn't either. It was like
So-
a couple songs.
Hello,
and I was
meet-
like,
meet the
okay,
real
this is
me.
perfection.
So, I mean, some things are just a required taste. Maybe Rush is a required acquired taste.
It's a required
It's
taste.
a required taste. It is a required taste if all you hear on the radio. I honestly feel the same thing about some other big bands too. But
Like Nickelback. But everybody feels sad about that.
Nickelback's, I like their first album. They've had some singles that I think are okay. I don't think they're enough to hate on. Like, I don't understand the hate on them. They're just kind of mediocre.
Oh, I
Just
really
constantly mediocre, Nickelback.
They're just overplayed.
But I've heard bad
They're
bands.
overplayed
so-
mediocre. That's why everybody hates
Overplayed
them.
mediocre. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I can get that. Yeah. What's the big huge band? Van Halen.
Yeah, I don't like them that much.
I like some Van Halen. I really hate it when they get all happy metal.
yeah,
and
Jump is stupid.
Jump
and-
is
Yeah, I don't like that song.
Although when
Jump.
when Jump is played in minor, though, it's quite good.
I'm sure it would be good in mine.
It's a very dark song
Jump
when
and
it's minor.
Signs are really stupid songs. Like it's just insultingly dumb. I'm like, it's like Pantera level lyrical quality. Like, taking it seriously. Like I can't. I hate it, dude. I fucking hate
Walk on home, boy.
it. I hate
My
the
eyes can
signs.
hear, my ears can hear what you say to me. Is my favorite Pantera lyric. Panteric. That's what I call it.
It's like they wrote Cemetery Gates. What happened?
Anyway, okay, so
Cemetery Gates is a wonderful song. Yeah, it's surprising.
so you love Rush. I'm just kidding. You don't love Rush.
I
I
don't
think
love
you
Rush.
like a couple songs.
I like a couple songs.
Yeah, it's because you're wrong. But anyway,
I just don't. I don't like
I'm
Neil
an
Peart.
a-hole.
I like the way that the music
am I
sounds.
an a-hole because I say my opinions out loud?
You're an a-hole because you say your opinions out loud, and then you violently bash other people's opinions when they're offered.
I think this is turning back into why Joe doesn't think he's an a-hole when it should be who is the,
No,
the biggest a-hole.
I'm exploring here. I'm
Oh,
exploring here.
Exploring your a-hole.
Exploring my I'm exploring my
check
a-hole.
your a-hole instead of check your.
So okay, people
Joe
do
can't
s-
stop
People
checking
say
his
I
a-hole.
lord my opinions over others, but I do allow other people to have opinions. Look, you said you liked a couple Rush songs, and I said okay.
And then immediately you said you're wrong.
you're wrong, but yeah, okay.
That's what it is. That is what it is.
I'm joking.
It's like the backhanded that.
That's not a backhand. That's a full front hand of.
Well, there you
Sarcasm.
go. It's just and people can't tell that you're sarcastic. It's literally
All right.
only me. I swear to God.
Sometimes I think you just use sarcasm a way to say what you want to say anyway. So
So then he thinks that you're
But the
saying it for
secret-
real,
The secret is that you could just say it, and it's fine.
yeah,
and that's what Joe uses. He just says it.
No, but he says it. He's what Cameron's saying is that he truly feels what he says. He's just using
Sarcasm as an excuse to
yeah,
say
it's
it.
like a
Well, that's
hide,
what I mean. Yeah, it's just he says it
way
anyway.
to hide it.
So, what do you want me to be less of an a-hole?
Dude, you just be you. I don't fucking care.
Don't be one of those people who says you be you.
You be you, Joe. You be you.
You be you.
Man, you just
You be-
you just be yourself.
You be soft.
Ubisoft?
There
We're
are
not talking
some
about
people who
Ubisoft.
appreciate your asshole activities. So I mean,
Especially when they get to be a part of those asshole activities.
Yeah, especially when they get equipment that was denied to a very sensitive man, and then I have to go call up the guy and chew him out over the phone. Yeah, sometimes my a-holeness actually does do good things.
that's
Um,
why.
Especially when Parker's like, yeah, they said we couldn't use the camera because, they had a class. I'm like, well, didn't we sign up for the camera before the class did? He's like, yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
And so I called the equipment guy up that was stopping our equipment. I said, hey, the last guy who had your job, he knew that senior projects went in the way of all classes, and we are going to have that camera. He's like, well, we got a class. I'm like, I don't care. You don't. That's the kind of. Sometimes I am useful, Craig. Okay, I have a purpose.
So no one's saying you're not useful.
You're
Joe-
just taking it too personally.
Joe, we love
That's what it is.
We love to hate you
Okay,
just the way
hold
you
on.
are.
Camera. Okay, so Caleb's vote is that I am the most offensive because I'm an a-hole, not because I say more offensive things, but of all the little things.
Yeah.
Cameron, your vote for most offensive.
The one that we
Well,
love.
also, when Caleb is offensive, it's clearly from a place of comedy. Like people can tell that. People can tell.
no.
Mine's from a place of comedy.
They
too.
can't tell with you.
but it is though.
Okay,
They
so
can't tell.
I said this last time. So Caleb has said more offensive things. Does that make him more offensive? I don't know.
I would say yes. I think it's a math problem. More offensive things at bigger quantities. Bigger
Well-
quantities and bigger quality
We're turning this in.
of offense.
Well, okay,
We're turning this
we're
into
talking,
Persona
is
again,
Is it
the
merely
Persona
quantity
episode.
or is it quality as well?
I think it's quality as well. Personally, that's what I think.
Saying I have low quality, offensive.
No, you're high quality.
High quality as in
but he's
you're
like
really
but he's
offensive.
like low quality, but it's all the time.
Well, mine's all the time too, though.
His is all the time, man.
yeah,
all
but
the
yours is
time.
abrasive and his is like smooth as silk.
Oh, his is backhanded. Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy insults people all day long.
Yeah.
But he doesn't feel bad about it. He doesn't.
When you're not here.
He doesn't
Trust
feel
me.
bad about it.
It is.
He doesn't
I
feel
spend the
bad
whole
about
time
it, and
with
he
this
doesn't.
guy.
And
he's a horrible human being.
he also doesn't care. That's the thing. He doesn't care.
I can't.
He doesn't care, and he doesn't bring it up constantly.
Yeah, he doesn't bring it up
Hold on. I've
constantly.
only brought it up twice here
Yeah, but you
on the episodes.
hijacked the
Last
whole
episode. Last episode, you did it like 3 times. We moved on, and then you brought it back.
Look, Abrac bought it.
Resuscitate.
Abrac bought it back this time.
I think you wanted to bring it back.
Cameron, who's more offensive? When you think offensive people,
Who? Okay, so now
Okay,
this is a
just
personal
between
question.
you guys again. It's
Yeah.
like not all of us.
Who am
who
I
would you be
offended most
more
by?
embarrassed by if they were let rip uncensored around a
You're
Oh,
making
a
a very
girlfriend.
specific.
around a girlfriend? You.
me?
Both of you.
Because
No.
clearly, if I have a girlfriend, she's gonna have the same sense of humor that I do, and she's gonna find him funny.
She's also gonna be gay.
Yes, she will be gay. That is a thing.
There you go again.
but
see, we
still.
all laughed and we all had fun, but that was offensive.
That was seriously.
That was very offensive.
That was very offensive, hurtful, built on a lot
We're all
of
laughing.
horrible history
Years
of
and years
sadness.
Uh,
And he said it.
yes, but the difference is I'm over that, so it's fine.
He's accepting it. He's,
yeah.
Until the next one comes
he's
around.
he's the lesbian hitch.
Yeah,
what he
dude.
is.
So it's why I'm gender fluid, dude. It's the only way I can like. It's the only way.
Oh, man.
I've had to adapt, man.
I tapped overcome.
Yeah.
If you can't beat the system, become one with the system.
No, I beat the system. That's how you beat the system.
What are you today?
I'm a dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a dude whenever I'm around you.
Just
guys.
let me know.
It's not really like a
No,
day
no,
thing.
no,
It's
no.
like it's at
let,
the moment.
let me know when you're no longer male.
Caleb
For a
had an
day.
abortion joke earlier today
I didn't have a joke.
And was it a? No, you did say. Maybe it wasn't abortion.
Okay,
it was
he
something
jokes
else.
about abortion like constantly.
It was, but I heard your girlfriend go, Caleb.
Oh no, it was she was watching a show and there was
She doesn't do that to me.
there was a Down syndrome
can't.
baby and it was on like a
Oh, jeez.
it was on a garbage bin. Like the girl like was super tired and she like brought it out to the garbage with her, like recycled it, and like the garbage man almost like took it away. And I said like, well, that's one way to get rid of a Down syndrome baby. And, like I meant it. I didn't mean like get
You
rid
meant
of
it
the-
lovingly. Yeah. Let's all say that Caleb meant that in a loving,
It was a baby
sensitive way.
that happened to have it. That's all. It's like, and some would say, why would you even bring that up? And I'm like, well, that's the defining thing of the baby. Like, I don't know, it's a baby. What am I gonna do? Oh, the baby with the great personality, but it's kind of loud sometimes. No, it's a baby. It's loud all the
So, guys,
time.
who's more offensive? I would have never made that joke.
You would have thought it though.
That doesn't matter.
You also have a swear jar app on your phone right now.
I do have a swear jar app on
You're
my phone.
intentionally trying to not. So of course you would say that.
Cameron, who's more offensive?
I can't say. I can't say.
You
But the thing is
can't
who would
say-
you trust? The thing is, like, okay, so
Caleb, I know. I have seen Caleb do this, and I know he is capable of it. He will tone it down around certain people.
I did get in trouble with Joe's sister for saying the F word, but that was
Hey,
kind of
how many times did I say the F word around my sister?
Zero. But
0.
She
Right,
got on me
But there's a
about that
difference
shit.
between when Caleb tones it down versus you as normal. There's a huge difference.
But I'm saying both uncensored.
Okay, both uncensored.
It's just hell on earth, isn't it?
Yeah, Cameron, everything is just crashing down around him.
Flashbacks, man.
Dinner
Every
party.
single for fucking ever.
Your mom and your girlfriend.
I know neither of you. Just like I just.
No.
I'm
You
not
gotta
gonna
pick
have either
one.
of you.
This is
Oh,
an
shit.
either or, Cameron. You gotta pick one.
Okay. Honestly, Cam, if all four of us were literally at a dinner table with your mom and sister,
Oh, I would.
who is most likely to offend them?
Both of them equally. Through different ways, but yeah.
I would say under Caleb's circumstance, it would probably be Joe. Uncensored, it would definitely be me. I mean, I can't control myself. Uncensored, I wouldn't have to. There would be no reason to. There would be no filter.
Caleb will say the most offending thing. So whether or not they find that the most offensive is up to them.
Yeah, I
Versus-
can play, I can play my audience. Is the thing.
Wait, what would I do that would be so offensive?
You'd be an ass the whole time.
Just find a way. Just find a way. dude.
Joe finds a way.
You'd be
Where there's
loud.
a will, there's a way.
You'd be really loud off in the corner somewhere talking about some asinine thing, and then someone try to interject something. You talk right over them, and yeah, just the things you do.
Hey, you know what? Just because I'm right.
Well, that's the thing is you just get so
What am I
caught
gonna
up in
do?
your own thoughts that you have to say them before you forget them. But the problem is
I
that
forget them real easy. So
I will forget them too, so I should do it. I just don't because I don't know. I just don't do that.
Don't we have like a game show or question?
we do. We do have a game.
Shouldn't we get caught up with the hog first?
My
Yeah.
thing was letting Schweiss do all of his stuff and answer some questions.
So
and
we
then
do
we'll
have
get
an
to
update for the hog for all of us.
Fucking finally.
The Super Hog leaderboard is as follows. Last place right now, True Hoax with 80 points.
Woo!
Oh, wait, shit. Sorry. Gary with 67. True Hoax, second to last, 32nd
Man, why are you
place
lying?
with 80. Troy Kavanaugh, 119. Espen has 170. Hale Blue, 209. Alex, 06, 211. Kingzilla, 215. We know where that guy came from. Danny, 83222, 262. Cameron, I think he was at 270, but yeah. Rishab at 296. Immortal 142, 367. 22nd place, Connor, 374. Frank Flores, a new submission. Thank you, Frank. 21 with 404 points. Joe, you are at 411, although
Sweet.
that's not accurate. I just haven't added any. We haven't updated ours in a little while. So.
Nope.
We haven't updated our games beat, so I'm like up a little bit.
Oh, I did.
I updated
You,
it. just
you
barely.
updated yours?
Yeah, yours. We're all good on that.
Oh, okay.
Abrac in 19th with 437. I am at 442. Matunica 458. Corey Bonsack 472. Seventh Circle 489. Scott Spot 505. Ryan Fisher 600. Jarrett Helton, 6'10". Chase Saraslani, 6'12". Felicia Nomiko, 6'93". Caleb Craig, cracking the top 10 with 701 points. Disa Oakland, 890 points, and I'm pretty sure almost all of that is book. So good job on that. Simon Parker.
She is a reader.
Yeah, 1,037. Skull Hottie, 1,083. Ryan Fisher. Did I already say Ryan Fisher? I did. Oh, shit. He updated. So he's in 5th place. Just kidding. Lycan of Light, 4th place with 1106. Jacob Wright, 3rd place. Mike Rebe, 1338, 2nd place. He updated his, and he is down like 300 points. Something must have happened.
Okay, that's weird.
And Chase versus Game, which I think is Chase Saraslani. What the fuck? How many chases do we have?
Like 60.
14-13. First place. Good job, Chase. That's
Why are you putting that
fucking nuts.
Because you're the only person who could see this.
there? Oh.
We have now we have the Nude Clan Hog leaderboard, the important one. Hail Blue and Gary tied for 34th place with 2 games beaten.
Nice. Good job, guys.
We have a 5-way tie between Rishab, Quetzalcoatl X, Quinnital, Felicia Nomiko, and Jared Helton. For 29th place with 4. Connor has 5. Espen has 6. Kingzilla and Troy Kavanaugh have 8. R. Lennon has 9, along with Danny8322, Corey, and Alex06. In 20th place, we have Disa with 10. 19th place, Matunica with 12, tied with Scott Spot. And then Joe, 17th, with 13 games. That's not bad. You're beating half of the listeners.
That's right.
Cameron, 16th place with 15.
And y'all think I'm a loser or something.
Along with Immortal
Well,
142.
you only have one of those as an elective game.
Build a lot, baby. Build a lot.
I only built a little, too, is the thing. 7th Circle and True Hoax tied for 13th with 16 games beaten. Now we jump up to Hail Blue at 24. Skull Hottie at 25. I cracked the top 10 here with 28. Lycan of Light and Chase versus Game tied for 8th place with 29. Frank Flores with 30. Caleb Craig in 6th place with 32. Simon Parker 5th with 33. Abrac 4th with 34. Ryan Fisher 3rd with 56. Jake 2nd with 70.
Jeez Louise.
And Mike Maribe in 1st place again with 74 games beaten for the year.
Jake, you got to get up on that.
He's trying to get to that 100 games to impress me.
Jake demands a list. He said he would offer it.
He will just offer.
He will
won't,
give the list.
Okay.
Show me your
Good.
taxes.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, this is a fucking audit.
Thanks for giving us your
The
hog.
Nude RS.
If you want to catch up, if you want to get a trophy, now's the time to crank it because you
Yeah.
only got 3 more months. of
Either
the year.
crank it or send in your
10
fucking
games a month,
numbers.
guys. Let's go.
You could do it. Just forget your family, forget your friends,
Forget your
like we have.
What I was going to say, what if you already have done that and you still can't?
Forget
do
your
it?
responsibilities.
Oh, well.
You know, oh.
Give everything to the game.
Here's the thing, Craig. You gave me shit the other week because
That's disgusting.
you told me that
Craig.
you told me that you and I work the same amount.
Uh-huh.
We do now, but you had like 12 days off or some shit in the summer. I
Yeah.
didn't fucking have that.
Yeah, my factory did close. Yes.
So I just want that out there. And you
Yeah,
guys
but
could
you
do-
can take time off whenever you want.
I can't anymore, though.
And you play games at work.
That's okay. I was afraid you would bring that up, but
you even told me that you now have even more time to play games at
I
work.
do. And you know what? I borrowed Silent Hill Origins and Ratchet and Clank. What is this
Oh,
called?
okay. So 2 games are going
Size
to be
matters.
like 4 hours.
No, this one's 2 hours and this one's 7.
One of these days you're going to look up and see that there's
That's
a.
hilarious.
One of these days you're going to look up and
is
see that there was
This shit's real now.
a camera pointing at your cubicle the whole time.
Yeah, and I'll be like, wow, I
You can
should.
get Terminator Salvation at Gamer Escape in Ogden for $7.49
On PSP or PS3?
PS3.
Do you guys know a great place to pick up a cheap PSP from? Just curious.
Why, you
it
gonna
was
play at
Caleb
work,
Craig's
too?
place.
Oh,
and
there's
then I
no
got it.
fucking way I can play at work.
I would trade
getting paid more for not being able to play PSP games, though. I would be hesitant, but I think I would do it.
I would hesitate for a
I'd be like,
moment.
oh, but the hug. But, yeah. So that's what that's what's become of me. I bought this right here, this fucking wherever it is. Copy of Daxter, no case, no nothing, $8, just so I could play it at work to have it beaten for today. And this asshole beats 2 games to my 2, so I gain no ground. It's sick. I have to resort to 7-hour games from now until the time I get ahead of you.
You can get shorter games.
You gotta play higher quality games, man.
They're fucking high quality. Daxter's like the
Well,
fifth
that is
best-selling
a good
PSP
yeah.
game. Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
That's a fucking
Pigeon
high quality piece.
sim.
You beat that
Piece of
game
Don't
in a
respond
few
to someone
hours.
off mic
I beat
as
it
if
in
they
30
could be
minutes.
heard.
He beat the
30 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm playing Interlude. Fuck you.
That's 2
hour
hours.
long, baby.
I could play it too.
I know. You shouldn't, though. There's no need. I mean, you're ahead, you know?
The gauntlet has been thrown. It is time.
The desperation in Schweiss's voice to be like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Come on, man.
Don't play
You have
those
to be-
hour-long games that I know you have like 30
You don't have to. Yeah, so thank you
Sega
guys again
Bass
for
Fishing.
submitting. Oh, God. There's no campaign in that, is there?
No, I don't think so.
Just fish until you unlock the next fucking area.
I need the little DM hider thing. Can you guys see what's on my paper?
Yeah.
You can?
No, of
I was
course.
like, how? You're lower than I am.
He sees through the corner.
There's this little periscope eyes coming out of the top of his
Okay.
hair.
So I listened to a book this week, and that book was Masters of Doom, which was a book written, I believe, in like
Oh, man.
03. And it was about the
I was
creation.
this close to buying that book too.
It was
so.
the creation of id Software, and I thought it was a very good book. It's out of date though because it was 2003. So anything that those two have done since the acknowledgments from the author at the end of the book, anything they've done since then, which was pre-Doom 3, it's not in that book, unfortunately. I wish that author would make a sequel to his book or something, because those guys have gone on to do other things. So my game is called, and this is all based upon your guys' pre-knowledge of id Software, especially 2 people, John Carmack and John Romero. My game is John versus John, and you're going to tell me, I'm going to give you a statement, and you're going to tell me whether or not it was John Romero, John Carmack, or both. And if I say John Carpenter on accident, guys, because I've been doing it a lot, including yesterday when I wrote all this down, realized I had been putting John Carpenter instead of John Romero on my paper. If I accidentally say John Carpenter, I mean John Romero.
Damn it, because I'm going to think Carmack when you say Carpenter.
Okay. All right. So, now, part of me was thinking it would be really funny if I just had one column that said John, another column that said John, and then another column that said both, but we won't be that crazy. Okay? So, John Carmack or John Romero? Which John is it?
Carmack
And you can
or
say
Romero.
both as well. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these are both.
So John or both?
John or both.
I think that was
Okay.
John.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is going to be a really easy game.
Is it?
Well, if you could just say John or both.
No, it's going to be Romero, Carmack, or both, okay? All right, the 2 Johns at id Software. This John's favorite game as a kid growing up was the arcade game Space Invaders.
How do we
Which
want to do
John?
this?
That feels like a.
Just say
that feels like a
Carmack,
Carmack
Romero,
to me.
or both?
Romero.
Carmack.
I'm going to go Carmack as well.
Romero and Carmack?
Yep.
Okay. You're all wrong. It was both.
Well, now you can.
So-
Wouldn't that make us right then?
They both loved arcade games growing up, and they both had a special fondness for the game Space Invaders. And
It's a
get
sweet
this,
game. There's like not anybody who doesn't like Space Invaders.
John Romero, his stepfather, like he
He like,
forbid him to play video games, and so John Romero would sneak off and go play video games. And one time he he caught him and like grabbed him in front of his friends. And I guess like all the high scores on like a lot of the arcade games were all John Romero. John Romero was sick at playing these arcade games. Carmack liked the games too, but he wasn't as good of a player as Romero was, especially when he was a kid.
Sounds familiar.
This John
Does it?
This John never finished college.
Romero, yeah.
All three for Romero. You're all three wrong.
Carmack?
Both.
God, dude. Having both questions in a row.
That makes
Jeez.
makes sense in a
So
way.
both John Carmack and John Romero did not finish college. I don't remember, and I tried to re-look up this information. I couldn't find it. I don't think John Romero ever went to college.
Yeah.
I think he straight up just started making games in his spare time at school and didn't go to college for it, even though I think he was pushed to. And then Carmack did go to college but dropped out. So, and he went to college for programming, actually. So this John, I think kind of gave some of it away. This John worked for years programming their own games before joining the game industry.
Romero.
For
Both.
years.
Oh, Romero.
Romero.
All three Romero?
Both.
Okay, Cameron says both. Cameron got one right.
Oh my God, you can't put all the boths in a row, Joe. It's like being a teacher and making all the fucking answers C.
All right. So both of these guys did this. They both got into programming at some point, and then they both started programming their own little games, and both of them started self-publishing games. So there were these magazines that you would get, I guess. I did not know this. There were these magazines you would get where it would just have all the code written down for a game, and so you could put all that code into your computer in BASIC, and then you could just play that game because there was no way of giving you the physical thing
Right.
in some of these old computers. Now, so both of them did that, and they both just self-published via different distributors. Romero especially would get a lot of recognition for his games. He won a bunch of awards, and would make a good chunk of change off of his stuff. The reason why Carmack dropped out of school was because he was making enough games to live off of. He was making just barely enough to cover his expenses at his apartment. And he lived like a hermit, so he didn't even have a bed. All he wanted to do was code. That's like he was obsessed with coding games, which is crazy to me. But anyway, which John, according to the Johns, which John was initially the better programmer? This is not a both.
Romero.
Romero?
I'm going to say Cormac, and Romero ended up being better.
Carmack.
Carmack? It was Romero.
Fuck.
For the second point for Cameron. Good job, Cameron. So, Romero, according to Carmack, was initially the much better programmer. Initially is, of course, the caveat there.
Fuck you.
So they both made games, but Romero always made like the bigger games. Which John? Okay, so I got to tell you about how they kind of met. At some point, John Romero was hired by a company called SoftDisk down in Tennessee, I believe it was, to. All he wanted to do was make games, and then he got down there to SoftDisk, and then they started, they had these other like financial programs and stuff like that for him to code, and he started getting real pissy about it. But before they started making games, they wanted to get other game makers involved, and so they knew Carmack's games, and then that's how John Carmack and John Romero met, was at SoftDisk, working together as programmers. So which John would borrow the company's computers, SoftDisk's computers that he was working at, to make games at home without the company's permission?
Carmack.
Carmack?
Carmack.
Yep.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, all Carmack?
Yeah.
Answer was both.
Oh my God.
They started working together making games because they weren't being treated well at SoftDisk. At least
Just tell
they
me now,
weren't-
are all of these both?
No,
Every
one of
single
them was
one?
not. One of them was not already. Okay.
But 70%?
Not even that. I can't give you that information. Craig.
He doesn't know what to do with percentages.
So,
Dude, fuck you.
John Carmack and John Romero, and a couple other people. There was an artist involved and a music composer involved. They decided that they wanted to make their own games because at Softus they were not given enough creative freedom to make their games, and they were given bad employees and stuff. So they were making some little games at Softdisk. They finally got their boss to allow them to make games. Then they decided to start making games in secret at, I believe it was Romero's apartment. And so they started making a separate business based on that. And then they also started distributing their games via like another company. Which John figured out how to create a side-scrolling game on PC, something PCs were thought not to be able to do at the time, since game consoles, they were specially designed so that you could do that, but on PCs they couldn't do side-scrolling without crashing. So which John figured out how to do side-scrolling on a PC? This was a big programming feat.
Carmack, yeah.
Yeah, Carmack.
Okay, all three got it right this time. So I'll get a KCW all on the middle one right there. Good job, guys. It was John Carmack. So John Carmack started getting obsessive about the coding of his games, and he figured out how to make basically a side-scrolling Jumpman sort of game or a Mario sort of game on PC, which PCs could not do at the time. At the time, game consoles were more powerful than PCs that home PCs could ever be. Remember, they have to make these games for home PCs, so it's not like they can use a supercomputer to do it. They had and they didn't think that it was possible at all, but somehow he figured out a new sort of way of processing it. There's a whole Wikipedia page on how this stuff works, and I don't understand it at all. He figured out a way to make it work. And the next thing that they did was when John Romero saw what Carmack had done, they decided that their big claim to fame for their new game company that they were going to make, that's when they started stealing the computers and stuff at night and then bringing them back in the morning before the boss knew, they decided that they were going to remake an entire level of Super Mario 3 and try to get Nintendo to allow them to port the game over to PC. And then Nintendo rejected it after they sent them the demo, and they said, "Good job, guys, but we're not interested in the PC market." Okay. And then they made a game called Commander Keen, which was put out on shareware that did really well and was like kind of their big game for a long time between those guys. And they actually started making like real money, not like millionaire type stuff, but they increased their pay by like quite a bit. They gave themselves like $700 a month each, as well as like, and they all lived together and worked together, just 24/7. And they would do like these coding binges, they would call them, and like just go out into the night and like never have any sleep, just eat pizza all day.
Ooh.
Yeah, and some people got some divorces and all this other stuff. So, attempting more breakthroughs in programming for the company, which John created the breakthrough technology that would eventually be used for Wolfenstein 3D. Romero?
Carmack.
Carmack, since he's better.
All right, the two Calebs just got a point.
Damn it.
So Craig and Schweiss, and unfortunately, Cameron, he didn't get a point on that one. So Carmack, once again, crazy programming guy now, just going in and just trying to finesse things as he's creating this new game engine. And that game engine, by the way, they were trying to emulate a game engine created by by Richard Garriott's company. I think it's called Origin, I think is the name of the company, or was at the time. And they made a game called Wing Commander, which had the special 3D-ish technology. Of course, 3D made in a different way. And they were trying to emulate that with what they had. And so he was actually able to do that for Wolfenstein 3D. So, guy's kind of a genius with the coding.
Have you guys played that, Wolfenstein 3D?
No, I don't think I did.
Played the
little
Wolfenstein
bit, yeah.
level on Doom, too.
It's pretty much just Doom. It's just older.
No. There's
I've
more.
seen it, but I haven't played it.
There's a lot. He messed with the engine more in Doom.
Yeah, Doom's more complex,
Yeah,
but
Doom is way more complex than Wolfenstein, but it kind of has the same look and
yeah,
and
it's kind
feel
of a
to
same
it.
feel. Yeah.
Because I think Doom's engine is just based on what they were doing before. So, which John had a deep, endearing love for the band Metallica?
Both.
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 The only one in that book that is put down is John Romero.
God damn it.
It doesn't mean that Carmack didn't listen to Metallica, but Romero he was Metallica obsessed, and a bunch of other hard rock bands at the time as well. So good job, Romero. You're my favorite. Which John came up with the name Doom as a game title?
Romero.
Romero.
Carmack.
What?
Carmack came up with the title Doom. So
Over the guy who's obsessed with metal.
Carmack had seen the movie Color of Money, and one of the guys, asks Tom Cruise, I guess, what he has, and Tom Cruise shows him the pool stick. Hey, thank you for watching the stream at the same time. Tom Cruise shows him the pool stick, and he calls the pool stick Doom. Because, he's going to meet your doom with the pool stick, I guess. I haven't seen that movie in years, so I don't remember this scene. Anyway, that's how he got the name. He thought of that movie and that one word, and it's perfect for that game. It's just perfect. But yeah, that was John Carmack. Which John coined the term deathmatch?
Romero.
Carmack.
Both.
Schweiss gets a point. It was John Romero that coined the
man.
term deathmatch originally. Which John would often show up to deathmatch tournaments in public?
Romero.
Romero, yeah.
Romero is correct. So all three.
Guy's obsessed.
Got
Still
it
makes
right.
Doom levels.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
So yeah, that guy would go around. He made a shirt that had the Doom logo on it, and then on the back it said "Wrote It." So I made Doom basically.
Yeah. That sounds like Romero.
So then they started making all right, I'll ask the question first. After Quake's original action game idea was scrapped for another shooter, and this was a big deal.
Yeah, they worked on Quake. Yeah.
Quake was a totally different idea from the get-go. It was originally like a character from their Commander Keen games. It was going to be this fantasy thing and a lot of fighting game. It was based on it was sort of inspired by another type of game genre, and then at some point they decided this was now taking too long, and we just have to make another shooter again. We're going to try this new DirectX technology from Microsoft to do it, and that's why the 3D type changed as well. So this wasn't a John Carmack breakthrough when it came to Quake. It was based on a whole new engine for their to run on DirectX, which is of course now I think they still use DirectX in Windows. In fact, they still have the Xbox, which is all based on DirectX, according to that guy we watched the talk from. Which John distanced himself from the project and eventually was fired from id Software for underperforming?
Romero.
Romero.
Romero is correct. Good job, guys. So this was a whole big thing between Carmack and Romero, was that Romero was out being a rock star, going to these deathmatch tournaments and beating everybody there. And he was kind of seen as the face of Doom. And Carmack and everybody else was kind of working away on this game that the original idea for Quake was based on. It was all Romero's idea. And when that got scrapped, Romero wasn't in the game anymore. And Romero got mad because when they did Crunch Time, and for the last 6 months of that game's development, he was there just as much as everybody else was. He had been fired for what happened 6 months beforehand, or so, when he wasn't in the office as much doing his job. So all the people who owned the company, they all fired him, which I'm sure will happen with Nude Clan one day to me. All the other people will they all voted to fire John Romero. Which John would start making rockets in his spare time?
Rockets?
Yeah, rockets.
Romero.
Carmack.
John Carmack.
Damn it. That sounds like a crazy Romero thing to do.
Craig and Schweiss.
Oh, you mean like bottle rockets or like
no,
like,
I mean rockets.
like shooting out like
Like
normal like
legitimate rockets
that don't explode.
that
just-
do.
Oh, like he's shooting rockets at things to explode.
Not bombs, but the projectile rocket that go
like
a real
October
rocket.
Sky rockets.
Yeah, like October Sky rocket.
Okay.
He started making rockets in his spare time, and his like dream is to make a one that he can like ride on, which is crazy. He just started doing this in his spare time and started coding less. Which John would eventually head Oculus Rift?
Carmack.
Okay, all three got it right.
Fucking Romero's still making Doom levels. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't
John
have time for
Carmack.
Oculus.
So yeah, that's crazy. So the genius programming guy is now on. He's always looking for he's always pushing the next technological thing, and I think to him, it's the 3D, it's the VR crap, which, once again, for me, VR porn, overrated. And my last question: which John's been married 4 times?
Romero.
All three said Romero, and you guys were correct. Here's what I got from the book that from the way the book painted it. So, it's a book, and there's obviously some journalistic the author's voice is going to be in there, which one he likes more. I always thought Romero was like the better people person. So always the
Yeah.
funnier guy.
Yeah.
And then Carmack was the a-hole insular programmer that like lashed out on people every once in a while. So it honestly surprises me that Romero was the one married 4 times and Carmack has been married once and has not been divorced. So that was always like, okay, how? And also Carmack's like always going to be gone, always obsessed with whatever the new thing is. So right now, of course, Carmack is working on Oculus Rift. Romero has his own mobile and Steam gaming company. They make these little games. You can look them up. I saw one of them was like taco, like death taco or death taco stand or something like that. You got to get, it's a post-apocalyptic thing where you have to get to Canada and bring them tacos on your taco truck, and you got to shoot up a bunch of like crazy stuff on the way there. Anyway, it sort of still has that id Software sense of humor, which I think is why. So Carmack, I believe, worked on Doom 3, but Romero did not. I think that might be why
Doom 3 is so different.
Doom 3 is not just so different, but it's so humorless in comparison to like all the other Dooms. I think there's something missing there that was like a Romero trademark, was that sense of humor. Now, the new Doom that was made by all different people, they knew how to make the game that they loved. And
What they
played
did
before.
was just made Doom 1 and 2 modern.
and
it's amazing.
But they also knew what they were going for.
Yeah.
They weren't just trying to stretch graphical technologies, which of course Doom 3 was a huge stretch in graphical technology.
Yeah, no one could fucking play it.
Yeah, there was a warning stickers on the box that said, "Hey, make sure you really do have the minimum system requirements
Yeah,
to
we're
play
tired
this
of
game."
returns.
Yeah, we don't do PC returns. But anyway, guys, I totally recommend that book. It was quite an interesting.
What was it called again?
Masters of Doom.
Okay.
But it is, once again, it was written 14 years ago. So there's obviously some stuff that's not up to date. And the Audible version is very good as well. Let me is there a piece of paper over there somewhere? Schweiss?
Yeah, you can use this right here.
I'm thinking I'll call it out and you put down the points. Okay. So put down 1 point for Schweiss.
All right.
Put down 1 point for each person. And then another point for each person. Another point for Caleb Craig and Caleb Schweiss. And then 1 point for Cameron. Another point for Cameron. 1 point for all 3 of you. 1 point each for Schweiss and for Craig. And then 2 points each for everybody else as well. For everyone.
Everyone?
For everyone. On top of that. Okay, who won?
I won by 1 point, and these guys were 1 point behind me.
Oh,
Damn.
way to go, guys. Cameron, I thought was going to take the lead on that one. Of course, I guess that was all at the beginning.
Just remember everything from that fucking movie or something.
Yeah, it was a little. Yeah, it went brief terms. It went over what he was talking.
Wasn't
about.
it in Doom 3? Is that the movie I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I remember watching it on YouTube. It was John Romero was the one doing the whole thing too. It wasn't John Carmack at all. It was an interview with John Romero, and he's like still super obsessed with Doom. Doom paraphernalia all over his house. His kids, like, yeah, and then their kids, like, my kid goes to school, and they could be like, oh yeah, my dad's the one who made the original Doom. Like, he's like, he has a very inflated view of himself by making this Doom game.
Yeah, a little bit. He's got in the book. It seemed like a rock star quality to him.
Yeah.
Very kind of self-absorbed. Not like the other guy wasn't, though.
No.
To be honest, the other guy is obsessive in a different, quieter.
But it's just like he made this Doom
More
thing, and
prickly
he still
way.
feels like it's just as groundbreaking as it was back when they made it.
I totally think it is. Honestly,
Yeah, it's a great game.
the shooters
and Doom
pre-Doom and Wolfenstein, and it just made a better version of Wolfenstein. So
Yeah,
and it was
I
a huge success as well.
Yeah.
playing Doom and Doom 2 last year. Like I think it still holds up as far as
As
and
far
that's
as how
crazy
it
because
plays.
shooters don't hold up.
Yeah.
That's the thing about shooters; they look like shit immediately, but there's just something about Doom that it's still so fun.
All right, so I got a prize, and I wanted a prize that could really fit our theme here. About id Software, John Carmack, John Carpenter,
So
of
you
course,
got the movie Doom.
Romero. I mean, I looked all over the place for the movie Doom. I went to the game store and I saw Siphon Filter 3, and I'm like, does Schweiss have that? And then I tried calling Schweiss, just in case he won. I didn't want him to have another copy of Siphon Filter 3 if he had it already. Turns out he did have it, but I didn't buy it because no one answered my freaking calls last night. I got a very special game. This is MTV's Pimp My Ride.
Oh my god!
And it says, enter Pimp City, where bling is king and speed is everything. You can roll with Exhibit. You can turn hoopties into
the fuck
head
does
turners.
that mean?
If it's a crappy car. You can rip through the city and ghost ride the whip, and it features music from Exhibit's new album, Full Circle. Check it out at exhibit.com or myspace.com/exhibit. It's rated teen for strong lyrics,
Oh wow!
which has a double meaning. Is it strong in content, or are the lyrics just really strong?
They're just really strong.
They're
I
just
don't
really
know.
strong
Solid,
lyrics.
yeah.
It,
solid
seems,
lyrics.
it seems like the
Rated
meaning
teen.
is solid.
Only teen and up can really appreciate the lyrics of Exhibit.
Yeah.
So, Schweiss,
Wow.
here's your Pimp My Ride for the PlayStation
I
was
2.
didn't
gonna be one of
understand
those,
most of the words that are on that.
Thought it was gonna be like one of those Doom guy bobblehead things, little pop art
I
things.
wish. I was looking for Doom stuff all over the place.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to receive Pimp My Ride, the classic Activision game from 2006, of course.
It
Yes.
has nothing to do with Doom.
Nothing at all.
There,
as
it's
far as I can
3D. It's 3D, and Doom was, or Wolfenstein 3D was one of the first mainstream 3D games. There you go.
Alright. Pimp My Ride was the last mainstream 3D, of course.
It really was. It was all downhill from Pimp My Ride.
Activision, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, Activision, yeah, they did publish the 2016 Doom, didn't they?
I don't think so. No, it was
No, it's
Bethesda.
Bethesda.
It was
yeah.
Bethesda.
Bethesda owns id.
Yeah,
Hold on. Do you have the case, Schweiss?
No, I bought it.
Oh,
digitally.
dang.
it's Bethesda. Like,
All right, fine.
That's why you can find the Skyrim dude in there.
I didn't think Bethesda was a distributor. I thought they were. Just a-
They're a
They're
publisher.
a publisher
and a
as well
Publisher?
as a developer.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a Square
I
Enix.
thought I remembered an Activision logo on there, but I guess I was wrong. Activision was mentioned in that book at one point. I remember that
Yeah, I think
as
they
a
were
as a company.
didn't they own id before?
So it was developed by Ed, published by Bethesda. Yep. So
Okay.
I
All right,
don't think so. It was privately owned for a long time.
fine. I was wrong. Anyway,
Always.
enjoy your Pimp My Ride. Stop being such a sourpuss over whether or not it was actually involved in any of this.
It's a
Okay,
Should have tried harder,
it's
Joe.
a gift. No, do never
It's
complain
a
about
prize,
gifts.
Joe. It's not a gift.
Speaking of prizes, we have some shit to give away.
Let's
Also,
do
I
it.
still need to mail off last time's. So,
Awesome.
Horizon Zero Dawn Send
Was
that.
I supposed to bring that?
You're supposed to mail it. You can.
Did you give me an address?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
but-
well then how?
Well, you got the login for the place that has the address. But I did say I would send it to you.
Okay.
So I'll get it to you tomorrow. We'll send those games out. Sorry we're so behind, but we also probably owe some stickers. That shit will come too.
I got a pile of Godzilla stuff to send.
Yeah.
It's all in the envelopes, it's ready to go. I just gotta go to the post office.
Oh shit. Sorry, I dropped one out of the bucket. Who wants to draw? Greg?
I'll do it this time.
Okay, Cameron.
We just got the one.
Yeah, just the one this time. We don't have an Uber game, so no two.
All right, number 5.
Cameron
Mumbo,
drew a
number
number
five.
5.
Johnny 5 is alive, you guys.
And a number 5, of course, as we all know, including myself.
Of
very
course you
well.
do. That must be why you're continuing to stall and
Once
and
again.
scroll and
Once again.
No. Don't say the name and let's redraw. And we don't have to. Once again.
Hail Blue wins the drawing.
Wait, is that how many times is?
I think he's won 3 times now.
Oh my god.
He said we can keep him out of it, but I was like, that's not right.
It's not right.
It's not
It's
right.
not right.
Hail Blue, you get another free game. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Are there other numbers in there?
It's all 5. I just spend the whole podcast.
He's been
putting
getting. He's been
fives.
Hail
paying
Blue
twice of
sent
the
me a
table.
topless picture.
Yeah.
I just picked up a 2. Okay, so it's not all. There's an 8. Cameron, what is wrong with you?
Put my hand in there.
Another 2.
Wiggle it all around, and I pulled out a number 5. That's what
Another
happened.
2. A 5. A 6 and a 1. The 2 would have won if it was me who pulled it out, to be honest.
Well, the 5 wasn't in there, though, so you don't know.
To the list of games we're giving away, you can add Persona 5.
Yeah, so if you want Persona 5 Hail Blue, Cameron will give you his copy.
After Schweiss beats it.
Yep.
Yeah. So tweet us what one you want, and we'll get it sent out to you.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we can get fat if you want to.
I think we already got fat with your little
That wasn't
tirade.
get fat.
That was basically getting fat.
That
No,
was
that was a
getting
question
fat.
from
That's
a
all-
listener.
that's-
That
yeah.
was a question from a
Yeah,
listener.
but you would have brought it up even if it wasn't a
No,
question.
I wouldn't have brought it up. Not for that long. Not if it wasn't a question.
Yeah, you would have.
No, not for a second time.
Yeah, you would
How's your comics going,
have.
Craig?
The comics are good. Keeping up on them.
Glad you're keeping up on them.
Yeah.
What else
it's
are you
great.
keeping up on?
Keeping up on my reading, and
No, you're not.
yeah, I am.
How many books behind are you?
I am only behind by 8 now.
Keeping up. I
Only
see.
behind by 8.
Yeah, I got 3 months to read 8 more. I could do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you, Kim?
You done?
Yeah.
Does he look like a goal-oriented man to you?
I am.
Well, I'm kicking your ass.
I am
Schweiss.
2 books behind
Not on anything
schedule
you wanted.
for my reading thing. I just haven't been listening to my book as often as I should, but just 2 times speed the rest of the way through.
Oh boy.
No, I
3
think
times
that
speed.
it has to be at a speed that I can understand what's being said. So
Yes, it does.
So as long as it's under 3 times.
I can't listen that fast. Can you listen that fast?
It depends on the book. If the person is really slow, then
Yeah,
yes.
adjust for the person reading it, and then no more financial novels at this point. So no more economics.
You're
Let's
done
just
with
go to-
economics?
let's go to history for now,
Okay.
and then maybe even this book that you read, the
Masters of Doom.
Masters of Doom. So
It was pretty a good book.
I think I'll be a hair's breadth away from saving my money goal at the end of the year. So we'll see. I might have to throw some extra funds in it just to make the gold, and then take them out by the beginning of next year.
Yeah, I'm saving up less money than I thought I would before.
Yeah, you spending a lot?
I spent a lot the last
Spent a
2
fortune
weeks.
on that.
I
Pick
bought.
My ride.
Yeah, that was less than $5.
Well, that's good.
I spent a lot on shoes.
You
Like
s-
I told you, my shoe emergency.
Oh
That
man,
really,
you sound
Not
so
a
gay.
word that you should say.
that really took up a lot of my finances. So
How much of
Last
money
week.
did you drop on shoes?
dropped 100 and something. I don't remember. That's 100 and something not going to a car.
How many pairs did you buy?
2.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah, I got mid-range ish shoes.
Okay,
Yep.
nice.
Yeah. I think they're pretty nice. I still need like a pair of sneakers though. I didn't get that.
Still want that watch?
I do still want that watch.
Okay. I was going to bring you a couple of my watches you could wear to see which one you liked more to give
Yeah.
kind of an idea of what you'd want to wear, but you know.
This is a conversation we did not have on the show, so people have
Yeah.
no idea.
Joe
I-
wants a watch.
I
Now you're
asked
caught up.
Cameron, I'm like, Cameron, you're a watch guy.
Yeah.
So you got to tell me a good watch I can get for like under like $100.
I got you. Just depends on what style you want.
I don't know watch styles, so that's your answer.
All right.
That's why I asked you. So
How
I
about
wouldn't
you?
have to do any research.
How about you, Schweiss?
What? How about me? What? I don't
Your-
want to watch.
Your goals.
Your
No,
goals.
your goals.
They're going okay. I am still fat. I
Yes.
keep going on and off the diet. I had a bunch of candy and some fruit snacks yesterday, so that was great. And and a bunch of raspberry-filled chocolate donuts, which
I had a couple of those.
they're
too.
okay. I don't know.
Raspberry filled chocolate donuts.
Yeah, it's
I honestly thought they were pretty good. I don't know why.
the
you were
first one
bitching
I
about 'em.
grabbed had like a tiny amount of raspberry throughout. So I was like, "The fuck is this?" But the next one I had was pretty full.
I got gypped.
yeah.
I don't
So
care for chocolate donuts.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's kind of on and off. I think I will get close to my goal, but I really need to just not go off of it anymore, or else I'm not going to hit it because I've got almost 3 months to get down another like 30-ish pounds.
Ooh, that
That's-
would be strict.
That would be extremely strict. I don't know if that's possible with Atkins actually, because it's kind of a slow.
I got about the
burn.
same. I said under 200 for the year, and I'm at 227.0 this morning. So
One of these days, we're just gonna find Schweiss with like a cut in his side, and he's gonna like have a vacuum, and he's just gonna be sucking out the fat.
Just scraping it
It's
off.
like
with
I really stuck to the diet, you guys.
scraping it off with one of those grill
just, like,
cleaner things.
accidentally,
No,
get,
no,
a-
just go
accidentally
down-
get an
just-
intestine stuck in there.
just-
Oh,
Just go
Pull
down
it
to
out.
Mexico.
Turn it off.
Just go down to Mexico and take Caleb with you, and just have a day date down there at one of their half off clinics. You know.
Yeah, or we could just eat raw
it's
pork.
half off.
We could just eat raw pork until we get tapeworms, and then hope we get them out of us before they kill us. I think it would work. I would definitely lose 30 pounds in 3 months. I don't doubt that. So,
30 pounds in
Pork?
3 months is doable. I just don't think you'd enjoy yourself afterwards.
I would enjoy myself
No.
far too much.
No.
So that's going not well, particularly, but finances still doing pretty well. I've gotten really strict this month. I say that, and it's the 8th, but I have plans to be extremely strict and try to. I said last week I wanted to up my 8,000 to 10 or 7,000 to 10 for the year, and I might be able to hit that, but it's going to take some real saving.
10,000 off the print. Is that like one? How much did you buy your house for again?
$141,000.
That's like 1/15 of your house cost
Yeah.
in 1 year.
Yeah. That's what I want.
That's pretty awesome.
Privileged, right? We got to read those.
White privilege.
Yeah. So that's going well. My reading is awful. I have not read. I am not beating Caleb at the Hog.
But how's your out loud reading ability?
It's, I would say, decent at least. You know, one thing I have done that. Oh shit! I totally lost my train of thought.
Hook
There was
it on
another-
phonics
Oh.
worked for me.
I have started to revisit the blog, and I don't really
Probably
want to
need to do
listen.
that.
I don't want to listen to any more Disturbed, so I'm not going to finish that one. But I did do a top five video game series post, and I think I'm going to do top 5 greatest songs of all time in the next.
Gotta
Well, how many
days.
songs have you listened to though? That's a lot of songs to. You got to at least go through Rolling Stone's top 1,000 songs of all time. That would be a good thing to do at work, except for all the Beatles stuff will be taken off of YouTube and all the Prince stuff will be taken off of YouTube.
Yeah,
But other than those, you should be able to get most of them.
that would be kind of cool to do, but I think I have my list pretty set in stone. Most of I think all of it's rock.
So, top 100 or top 5 rock songs.
Yeah, but one of them's like, I guess it's still rock. It's just not quite what the others are. So
What is it?
I can't tell you. I gotta show
Schism by Tool.
you. No, it's not Schism. There's no Tool. There
It's
isn't
something
a.
outside all genres.
There isn't a Tool song on there. There isn't a Led Zeppelin song on there either. If I made it a 10, there probably would be. But it's all about the
Okay.
5.
All
So
right.
yeah, still behind on those, but I am gonna work on it. Try to catch up, and I think that was it-ish for me. I don't know what else I had.
How's your blog post, Cam?
Fucking shut up.
Yeah, where's your computer stuff?
Getting into computer gaming is quite expensive. It's either I finish writing my blog post or save my money. Which do you want, Joe? Which do you
You
want?
don't have to write a blog post about the computer.
I know.
You could write a blog
Write-
post about how
Write a blog post about literally fucking
you were
anything.
cheated on Pimp My Ride. You feel like there should
You
be a
know,
recount.
I think it would have been worth a blog post
A
if I
recount?
had one. Because
I was hoping you would get Pimp My Ride twice. So that
No,
you
no,
could
no,
get
no, no,
another
no. It was
hog.
worth writing a blog post if I had one
I bet it's
because
short.
I don't have anything that I could play that on. So the award that's worthless to me.
Ghost Ride the Whip. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't know what that means either.
You're not really Ghost Rider in the ride.
I've never even heard of the song that, or singer that they're trying to like promote with that shit.
Exhibit.
Yeah,
Ghost Ride the Whip.
don't know who that is.
Well, look
Ghost
'em up.
riding frequently used in the context of ghost riding the whip or simply ghostin' is when a person exits their moving vehicle and dances beside it and around it.
Nice.
Wait, they exit the moving vehicle and then they dance around it?
Yes, that's ghost riding.
How? How would they do that?
They just leave it
It's
in.
not moving very fast.
Leave it in first
Oh.
gear.
Just
and
leave it in first gear and it just rolls. I mean, sometimes it starts
I
rolling
was
pretty
thinking,
quick.
I was
You gotta
thinking
have
what
the-
I do in like Grand Theft Auto, where like it's going like 100 miles an hour down like Main Street. and I
Dance
jump
around it,
out.
boy.
I'm like, fuck, how are you gonna do that?
No, it's when they get on top of it with the door open. They're doing it to like a Honda Passport in that picture.
So it's like-
I don't
so
know
it's
why
like
you'd ghost ride a
surfing?
Honda Passport. No, but then there's this other guy with his ice hanging around his neck and a boom box on his shoulder, throwing up gang signs and got a Paul in the
Cam,
background.
It's jewelry, not ice.
Come on,
you're white.
we're ghost riding, man. He's
Gotta
wearing
get
ice.
Got to get into the mood, you know.
My goals are going pretty fine. Like this week, I didn't lose as much weight, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit that 200 at the end of the year. But especially after
Gonna
today's
try.
Schweiss offered me a donut, and I took 2, and then that became I guess I'm off the diet today, and that became lunch was Wendy's. So it might be pushed forward a couple days,
Yeah.
but other than that, I'm doing good.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. You, Schweiss, you said you had something you wanted to talk about.
No, I'll leave it.
You'll leave it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No
Hear that,
need.
guys? So now they're going to be like, what was Schweiss going to say?
I'll
What
just,
was he going to say?
I'll just let it stew.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of New Clan. See you guys next time.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Oh, F-O.
What a
Get cheap. I would check.
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us on Twitch and/or YouTube. We are going to take off for the week, but we will see you again next time.